Yeah,
Talk to him.
I like that. Niggas ain't who they claim to be. I could've bought some land, instead I put this fucking chain on me. Survivor's remorse, the highest powers always favor me. You gotta switch, all that mean to me is you ain't aiming B. We order hits, plan A and B to catch him in his V. Freddy Cougar shit, location pick, catch him in his sleep. You know who we are, I'm a motherfucking shooting star. All these topless cars, the parking lot look like a titty bar. Cause I know a lad who talk to birds like his name Jafar. Everything stated of art, collect art, playing my part without a scuba tank. I done move, work and swim with the sharks. Friends that bite your back out, enemies never hide in the dark. Fresh retwist, a Bayesian goddess to oil my parts. Loud we twist, I keep some iron, they call me a stalk. You been bitch, cowardly lion, go get you some heart. That's word to kiss. Yeah. Niggas ain't who they claim to be. I'm W-I-N-N-I-N-G, and it's AMG. I bent the knee. Forgive me for my sins, I move gracefully. Don't ask her what she want to eat, she probably got a taste for me. My kids hoverboard to the dining room, living spaciously. 30 ball heads in the chopper, that major pain in me. As a youth, it's stuck in my locker, you couldn't hang with me. You ever befriended a crackhead? It was so many around that you end up serving one of your friends. You ever was in dire need of bread? You made it Jalen Hurts play, got scared that you probably done served the Fed. I'm careful with the purchase, like buying cartons of eggs. I'm so close to the edge, I got no room for my legs. We just stuck in the matrix, the way that the spoon bends. If you stuck in my playlist, guaranteed you grew some ends. They call me antisocial, I just don't need no new friends. Yeah, we went through leaps and the bounds. They call me Howie Roseman out of town. If you know, you know. 600 pounds the last 2 first rounds. Now we meet with execs as soon as we touch down. The hurt season hat fit like the king of Babylon's crown, bitch. That's word to kiss.
Word to kiss.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you. And I am the best reporting on the Eagles. The song you just heard was Word to Kiss off of God Bless Who Hating. Go ahead and run it up, run the streams up, run the numbers up, do everything you got to do to get it up. But man, the chatter is loud. They really out here talking right now. It's a lot to be talked about right now. You know what I mean? I'm glad, I've changed my outlook on the passing game. You know what I'm saying? I've changed my outlook on the passing game. I am 100% ecstatic that the Philadelphia Eagles started slow through the air. We are completing the main objective. You know what I'm saying? Let me say what's up to the chat real quick. D-Lo, what up, what up, what up? You know what I'm saying? Will Royal, what's up, what's up, what's up? You know what I mean? I seen my guy Diego in the building. What's going on, Diego? War V, what's up, man? Everybody moving around. Cool Cat, what's up? Don Cardi, what's up? I see y'all in the building, man. Petey, what's up? It's a lot of chatter. A lot of impromptu chatter going around right now. And it's time we put the league back on notice real quick. It's time we put the league back on notice real quick. Adoree Jackson wasn't the liability we all thought he was when you really look at the film from the Chiefs game. In his one-on-one matchups, he did really, really well. He did really, really well. I'm proud of Adoree Jackson. I am. I'm proud of Andrew Makuba. I'm proud of this team for being 2-0 despite the odds. But it's a lot of chatter right now, almost as if people don't think we are who we know we are. That's the confusing part about the chatter for me. Now, I ain't Kevin Patullo's biggest fan, but I understand what we got under the hood. I know we're running with a V12 under the hood that could be unleashed at any given time. And I think this the week it get unleashed. Ryan Ellis, thank you for the super chat. What kind of sauce for that smoked ram on a barbecue, LB? I like a little honey barbecue. Honey barbecue sauce for that smoked ram we're going to eat at 1 o'clock on Sunday. 1 o'clock on Sunday. D-Lo said there's been 8 teams that ran a QB sneak over the last 2 weeks. The tush push, and let's get to that. Let's get to that. The amount of crying and complaining that the entire NFL is doing because of the tush push is laughable to me. Laughable to me. Let's hear a little bit of what Jordan Mailata had to say about it. I think Jordan Mailata had a real good, I like Jordan Mailata's take on the crying that's been going on. He was on WIP.
Jump off sides or false start. Again, I think it's pretty rich for them to say that we're false starting, especially right after the game when you're lining up in the neutral zone. And I thought mimicking the cadence is a penalty.
So it's so funny you bring that up.
Right?
I saw a video today where it sounds like
It's
they're yelling.
They're yelling our cadence out.
The Chiefs were doing it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
on more than just the tush
Oh,
push.
my goodness.
Wow. Is that something they did in the Super Bowl?
Hell yeah.
Is that unique to them, or is it
That's
something?
every team.
Wow.
Every team. Green Bay does it. Oh, Green Bay does it a bunch. Commanders did it. Man, a lot of teams do it.
And, you know, for someone that doesn't play offensive line, like, how much does that throw you off or make it harder?
It throws you off, and so during our walkthroughs, that's what we practice. We practice
really?
too. And our little scout team, they're little a-holes. Because you know you're trying to hear Jalen's voice, and everyone's screaming on the other side of the ball. They don't want you. They're saying our cadence, and we're trying to distinguish which one's Jalen's voice.
Wow.
And it's like we've had to drill that because of this, and we brought it up pregame to referees. This is what they do, but they don't have that referee standing behind the defense now, so they can't really call that penalty. But I just think it's rich. You don't see us. I mean, this is the first time I'm bringing it up.
Right.
You don't see us saying, "Oh, but they're calling out our cadence. They're lining up both sides."
Let's stop right there.
Is this something?
You can line up both sides. I'm still getting that.
I think he's saying stuff. He's saying something real prolific. You don't see us complaining when the ball don't roll our way. You don't see us crying and complaining when the ball don't roll our way. Let me give you another example of some crying that's going on right now. Let me give you another example. What's his name? Chris Jones? Let me give you another example.
So it is 4th and goal from the half-yard mark.
And tell the guys on the other side, you know what's coming.
They push, they shove, and he's in. Touchdown! They did it again.
Everybody know what's coming. Good job.
This is why they mad.
They ran the same place 7 times.
They ran the same play 7
Everyone
times.
knows what we're doing.
Man.
It doesn't matter.
They ran the same place. I didn't know. I didn't know Buddy was that annoying. Look at him. I didn't know Buddy was that annoying. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't know that the NFL was comprised of so many crybabies. Chris Jones leading the forefront in crybabies. I didn't know. But when things are done to us that's unjust, we don't run around here and cry. The tush push not unjust. Everybody had their time. They're gonna vote it out for sure this time. It's for sure getting voted out for sure. But let's be clear. Let's be clear about why the Chiefs lost. Let's be clear. Andy Reid uncharacteristically went for it on a 4th and 1 on their side of the field. Andy Reid don't never do that. Patrick Mahomes missed a wide open man streaking down the middle of the field. He's been doing that the last couple of years. His deep ball ain't been intact. Really, for real, since Tyreek Hill been gone. Travis Kelce drops a walk-in touchdown. Let's get into that. Interception almost took back to the crib. Let's talk about why they really lost. And then I love how everybody is cooking Adam Schefter. I love to see Adam Schefter get cooked like this because the next day, Monday, he said that the Chiefs lost this game when the NFL didn't get rid of the tush push. You know what I mean? Big Juka, what's up? They've been cooking him. Adam Schefter. No, that's not why the Chiefs lost. Stop it. We won a turnover battle. We were better than the Chiefs. So now everybody losing because of a play that nets you 1 yard. Even if you listen to Chris, they ran the same play 7 times. Even if you listen to Chris Jones screaming, hooting, hollering, We ran a tush push 7 times. That means we got 7 yards out of it. That's why you lost? That's why you lost? That's why you lost. We ain't complaining about all of these guys. Hey, yo, go look at Gruden video I sent you. I didn't even see that. Send it to me on Twitter. I'll put it up here right now. You know what I mean? We ain't really crying about what none of these guys got going on. That's not really our twist. That's not really our forte. That's not really our forte. When we ain't had no rings, nobody was crying for us. Nobody felt sorry for us. Nobody felt nothing for us, man. Nobody felt nothing for us when we ain't had no rings, man. Let's just be clear. Let's be clear. This is what Jalen Hurts said he saw from the passing game after watching the film. Let's listen close to this.
How we function, how we flow, our synchronization. I think that I take accountability for a lot of it, and just how we go out there, because it's my job. My job to go out there and be the general, orchestrate everything, and ultimately make plays. And given the opportunities we had, I'm very critical of myself of trying to make the most of what's given to us. And so there's definitely some evolution that we can do. There's definitely some things that we can grow in, but I look inward on all of those things and just want to make the most of the opportunities that we do have, and when you're able to do that and you win, when you win and you have a lot to learn from, you can be very critical of yourself on that, and that's something that I've done. So, but then
I'm gonna keep it tall with y'all, man. The Rams in for a rude awakening, bruh. The Rams in for a rude awakening, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I muted him. You can't hear him right now. You could tell Chris Jones was in his feelings because he usually one of the only ones bigging up Jalen, but he hurt. He ain't hurt. He always talking good about Jalen. Then Jalen had to tell him to shut up. He always talking good about Jalen. Jalen had to remind him, hey, we won the game. Shut up. Shut up. For Jalen Hurts to come out here and be taking accountability for something that's not totally his fault lets you know what's about to happen on Sunday. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. I was the only one that said, I was one of the only ones that came out here and said that the Commanders was about to get blown out. 404 people in the building. I was one of the only ones that said they was about to get blown out. You want to know why? Because we were due for an offensive explosion. We were due for it. We were due for an offensive game. And then it carried on into the Super Bowl. I knew we was due for it. We're due for it. We're due for it now. We have the answers to the test now. We got 2 games of data. We know how everybody coming. Pause. We know how everybody gonna try us. Locked in. Locked in, I tell you. Locked in, I tell you. We got all the cognitive data. We got everything we need. You see these guys at practice. Nolan Smith. Zadarius Smith. Everybody's here. The gang's all here, getting in good reps. I think it's going to be ugly for them. Now, I'm not coming here to tell you that we don't got to worry about the Rams. I'm not writing off the Rams. I'm not writing off the Rams. You can't write off the Rams. That'd be foolish of you. That'd be foolish of you to write off the Rams and to act like the Rams not who they are. The Rams are balling. You know what I mean? I got the keys to victory dropping at 9. I got the keys to victory dropping at 9. The Rams are balling. There's no way around it, bro. Puka Nacua is showing out. He's lining up in the slot 44% of the time. Puka Nacua has been successfully integrated into the Cooper Cup, the prime Cooper Cup role. And it looks like that out through the first 2 weeks. Moving him in a slot, but we got the best slot corner in the game. So I'm up for the task. I'm up for the task. Ryan Ellis, thank you for the super chat. I'm stationed in Oklahoma, going to the OU versus Auburn game Saturday. Might rock that Jalen or Lane Johnson jersey, both OU guys. I want a Jalen OU jersey. Our offense has been there and done that. You already know, man. Get them super chats, man. Super chats coming in. House, man. Thank you for the super chat, bro. 7.2 billion views. LB, what's up, fam? I was at the game. We good, fam. OC mid, but we will mix it up. Jalen made every right decision. They're gonna try Dory, but he will win. I'm cool with that. Yeah, Super Friends tonight between 8:30 and 9. I'm everywhere I'm supposed to be tonight. Believe that. I'm everywhere I'm supposed to be tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm anxious to hear how the fellas feel about how their season going. You know, and I don't really have an issue with this, but Anthony DeBona, you know what I mean? I've been following for a while on Twitter. He says it's hilarious to see people criticize Eagles OC Kevin Petula like we've never seen the passing game struggle in Philadelphia before. It literally happened in the playoffs on the road to the Super Bowl. Wild card game versus the Packers. Jalen Hurts 13 for 21 for 131 yards. A.J. Brown, 1 reception on 3 targets for 10 yards. Divisional round versus the Rams. Jalen Hurts 15 out of 20 for 128 yards. A.J. Brown, 2 receptions on 7 targets for 14 yards. I hate when y'all do this. I hate when y'all make it seem like the passing game is struggling only when A.J. Brown don't eat. And that's not the case. It's so many stars on the offensive side of the ball. Sometimes A.J. just not going to eat. And the passing game still going to thrive. 9 times out of 10, every great passing game has great stats for A.J. Brown. That's a fact. That's a fact. But in the Packers game, we struggled through the passing game. We struggled through the air in the Packers game. I don't know if that's totally accurate. I'm not sure if that's totally accurate. Jalen Hurts hit Jahan Dotson for a touchdown. Then I believe he threw another one. So, I'm not sure if that's indeed accurate. You know what I mean? I'm not really sure if that's indeed accurate for real. So I have a hard time, believing we struggled in the passing game against the Packers. I think Jalen Hurts threw 2 touchdowns in that game. I think he did. They just made sure to bracket A.J. Brown. In a divisional game against the Rams, A.J. Brown dropped a wide open touchdown pass. He did. Yeah, it was a little precipitation, but A.J. Brown usually catches that. And it was a blizzard, might I add. So what are we talking about here? So I disagree. You got to add proper context with that. We've seen the Eagles passing game struggle before, but it's not been to this magnitude to where we haven't had a touchdown pass the first 2 games of the season. I don't think that's happened since like the 90s for the Philadelphia Eagles. So this is like, I'm not going to say it's an all-time low because you're 2-0. But like the passing game is struggling. It's a new offensive coordinator who never called plays before. We gave this guy off the street the keys to a Lamborghini. He don't have a driver's license. You know what I mean? And that's why we're in a situation we're in right now. But it's up to everybody else. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown. Like, these guys are played to play the game. They not played to help this dude with the game plan. It's this guy's job. So I have no sympathy for Kevin Petullo, not at all. Kevin Petullo has to do his job. We're going to call a spade with that. But at the end of the day, this is very, very mediocre. And shout out to D-Lo. D-Lo just sent me this about the Eagles passing game.
A lot of people.
John Gruden. Could listen to John Gruden wax poetic about the tush push for the rest of our lives. Let's hear what John Gruden talking about the tush push.
Are into yardage, total yards, 500 yards of offense. I'm into short yardage. The hardest yard to get is the yard you need. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 at the goal line. And I've heard a lot about this tush push. We need to get rid of the tush push. We need to outlaw the tush push. Hey, just because you run the tush push, there's no guarantee you get the yard. I mean, here's the Cleveland Browns running a tush push. And the only guy that got his tush pushed was the freaking quarterback. Here's another one. The New York Giants running a tush push. On Monday Night Football, they get stuffed, okay? Here's another one. The great Ravens run a tush push with Mark Andrews playing quarterback, and they get stuffed. There's no guarantee you get the yard just because you run it. People forget in the AFC Championship game, the great Buffalo Bills ran a tush push on the goal line and got stuffed. And then they ran it in a critical short yardage situation and got stuffed. Just because you run the play doesn't mean you get the yard. There's no reason to outlaw it. Why don't you get some bigger defensive linemen with better pad level? You can't send out a bunch of pass rush specialists. You got to improve your roster. You got to improve your short yardage defense. Hell, why don't they just outlaw the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line? Lane Johnson, out. Mailata out. You ever seen Mailata? I have a picture next to the guy. He's like a freaking oak tree. Get rid of Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson. Mekhi Becton, I know you're in Charger land, but good God. Now they got Steen in there at right guard. Why don't we outlaw the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line? Get your pads down, get shoe to shoe, and earn that yard. Or take that yard away. Do something, but quit complaining.
Keep talking.
Outlaw the tush push. You know?
That's my first time
Outlaw
seeing
the
that.
tush push. Why don't we outlaw Jahmyr Gibbs run a choice route against the linebacker? You know, we should outlaw Derrick Henry being in the I formation 7.5 yards deep. He's too powerful. Why don't we outlaw freaking, I don't know, Saquon Barkley catching a wide flare out of the backfield? He might go for a touchdown. Outlaw the tush push. Hell, I want to find somebody that can stop it.
I like that. I like that. It makes sense.
You know, a lot.
All this crying and complaining that's going on right now is large in part due to guys not being able to handle this. That's what it is. It's large in part. I'm so happy for Makuba, and I'm happy for Dory Jackson, man. I'm happy for both of the guys, man. I'm happy for the guys. I'm happy for the guys. The guys are playing winning football, man. You know, it seems like Vic Fangio is still waiting for something more from Adoree Jackson. Just something more from Adoree Jackson. But Adoree Jackson is trying his best, man. Adoree Jackson ain't cost us no game yet. I'm cool with it, bro. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool. That's what it is. We running with Adoree Jackson until otherwise, man. But Makuba is, I think Makuba is right now front runner for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Him and Campbell are going to be top 5 defensive rookies of the year for sure. And that's how you build the championship roster, bro. We are so set up to win a Super Bowl, it's ridiculous. But we get lost in just the offensive side of it right now. Like, I'd rather have my defense play the way my defense is playing after 2 games and have to worry about my offense. Jalen in the offense, they going to catch up, bro. They're going to catch up. You have too many ways not to catch up. You have everything you need on the offensive side of the ball. Now, the one thing that I think that did take a step back is our offensive line. I will say that. I don't think we have the best offensive line in the league this year until I'm seeing different. But I think we have one of the best offensive lines in the league this year. I think we are missing what Mekhi Becton brought to the table. And in his absence, we have not been able to block. And you've shown, like, us getting beat on critical plays. Like, Dallas Goedert was out against the Chiefs, so we couldn't hold that block in the beginning of the game to take that shot. I believe if Goedert is in the game, then Jalen Hurts has time to step up and make that throw to A.J. Brown, which essentially lights Eagles universe on fire because A.J. is probably going for like 65 off of one catch. And it's just a lot that's different with the offensive line and the blocking patterns. I think that's the biggest issue with the Philadelphia Eagles offense right now, which is why we've seen the Philadelphia Eagles, if I'm not mistaken, elevated guard. We've seen the Eagles elevated guard. Where is it at? Yeah, we elevated Kenyon Green to the active roster. I believe that's who we got in exchange for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So Kenyon Green comes over to the active roster. Guard, we need him in some capacity, obviously, because he's starting. And, you know what I mean? I think we're just trying to find answers for certain situations on the offensive line. And that's what makes your team great, man. That's what makes your team great. You know, the injury report, Will Shipley, oblique, didn't practice. Jalen Carter, shoulder, limited. Dallas Goedert, knee, limited. Tanner McKee, right thumb, limited. You know, we already knew that was going to be the case for the most part for the guys. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, we keep winning, we keep excelling, and we keep doing everything in our power to be great. Everything in our power to be great. And that's all that it boils down to, man. What are you going to do to win? And I think we're going to be in a position to win the game again next week. Listen, if you told me about Makuba, I ain't got nothing to say, but you was right. You were completely right about Makuba. You know what I mean? And I ain't got nothing but respect for that, man. Makuba is looking like a dog. The best rookie safety in the game after 2, for real, for real. Already got a sack, already got an interception. I don't know why he didn't take that to the house. That would have been crazy. I got a sack, got an interception, got some key tackles for losses. Makuba has been pass deflections. Makuba has been around. He's been moving around. So has Jahad Campbell. You know what I mean? I feel like through the first 2 games, we left a little bit of meat on the bone. We should have picked off that probably 2 times. You know what I mean? And right now we should lead the league in turnovers for sure. But, you know, we picked off right where we left off on the defensive side of the ball. Zadarius Smith is not even in shape yet. Not even in game shape yet. Jalen Carter's not even in game shape yet, man. He's right where we're supposed to be, man. I'm not worried about nothing, man. Worried about nothing, man. I know y'all tapped in with the Sleeper app. I'm just going to remind you again. I'm going to remind you every time you see my face, 530 people on the stream, that tap in with Sleeper, man. You get $100 off your first $100. Use code LB Super Bowl MVP. Big Sleeper is going to take care of you. They're going to make sure you got money to play with, money to gamble with, whatever. Make sure you gamble responsibly. Terms and conditions may apply for sure, for sure. But you definitely want to get with Big Sleeper, man. One of the best betting apps on the face of the planet. The interface is easy to use, quick and easy withdrawal process. You get your money on time. You know what I mean? Real live updates. Sleeper is the only ones bringing that to you. And remember, you get a $100 deposit match up to $100 when you use code LB Super Bowl MVP. Make sure you catch me tonight on the Super Friends stream. I will be talking to the fellas. We're going to be going over where we at as the NFC East in totality, and it should be a fun one, man. Make sure you're there. Subscribe to the channel, Super Friends. Make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. I see you there between 8:30 and 9. You know the vibes, man.
Yeah. Talk to him. I like that. Niggas ain't who they claim to be. I could've bought some land, instead I put this fucking chain on me. Survivor's remorse, the highest powers always favor me. You gotta switch, all that mean to me is you ain't aiming B. We order hits, plan A and B to catch him in his V. Freddy Cougar shit, location pick, catch him in the